Meet the Mathewsons. They're a dynasty of dealers.
It drives really well.
With a love of classics.
It's only condensation.
In Thornton-le-Dale, gateway to the North York Moors, they auction over 2,000 rare vehicles every year.
42,000, the ready type, the stunning car.
All walks of life. The cars fetch people together.
I'm ecstatic.
Head of the family, Derek.
It's got to be the best job ever, isn't it? We're sort of living a dream.
Trusted lieutenants, sons Paul
Not everybody's cup of tea.
and Dave.
There's Dad's way, and there's Dad's way.
Keeping them all in check and dealing with the punters, Sarah.
Somebody could ring today with some fabulous vehicle that's been sat in a barn for 50 years. You have no clue.
It's the chase, it's finding it. So you get up every morning thinking, what am I going to find today?
This is a family's love affair with cars that have lived a life.
Someone's cherished a car and loved it, and I think it's just great. I think it's absolutely superb.
A passion that can be turned into brass. On sale this week.
1956, Austin A30, she's a cracker.
All that wants is someone to sit in it and drive it.
Adorned with extras. It's weighed under with extras.
62 BMW Isetta and trailer.
Oh, someone will turn it into a right nice thing.
You stop at traffic lights and people pull up alongside you and say, I like your car. They point and they smile and they laugh.
They're quite a crowd attraction.
Look at that, that is a rarity.
This is just makes the auction, completely makes the auction.
I've been wanting one of these for absolutely years. You know, I took the plunge and paid the money, and here it is.
At Mathewsons, there are desirable classics in every corner. Some are rare.
But more importantly, like a lot of models of that era, difficult to buy a nice one.
Others are fast.
They were pretty quick, very, very nippy, very, very fast. XR2s, XR3s, 205 GTI, stuff like that.
And then there are those that are, well, just a bit quirky.
Well, the reason they're so popular, unusual cars, is because of just exactly that. Not too many people have got one.
But for Derek, there's a golden era of British motoring that ticks a lot of boxes.
They've got to face it, that they are dinosaurs, but they're charming. And everybody should have one, you know, because they're just such a iconic little British car that if you asked a kiddie to draw a car, you know, like 5 or 6 year old, he would almost certainly draw that.
And over in North Manchester, and destined for the Mathewsons auction, are not one, but 2 cars. Both iconic British classics.
I'm possessions rich and money poor. Typical truck driver. So I'm getting rid of the 2, the Morris 8 and the Austin A30, because I want to get some money together to buy one bigger car. And also dwindling them down. Now I'm 70. I think, you know, somebody's got an awful lot of stuff to move if I die, you know, so getting rid of 2 and buying 1, that means I'm just left with that one and the Jaguar then, and my everyday car, and the motorhome, and the Morris 1000 in the garage.
Bill Fuller is not only a retired lorry driver, but a fully qualified mechanic. And he doesn't like his cars sitting in the garage.
Well, I use them, otherwise you might as well have a sideboard sat in the garage, mightn't you, if it's not going to be used. A lot of people take them out to a couple of shows a year and that's it, you know. Well, it's a car at the end of the day, you know, you should be using it and enjoying them, you know, and that's what I do.
Bill spends thousands of hours keeping these treasures on the road.
Every car I get, I always put down what's wrong and cross them out when I've done them, you know, and every day I put the date, what I've done, you know, and so there's pages and pages of that, like, you know, it goes on and on. All the history, really, of it, what I've done on it, and that's every penny I've spent. Cheap things and dear things, like the paint job, £1,600. Even if it's only a penny washer, one washer, a penny, all sorts of things. It's a labour of love. A lot of people won't be wanting to be, don't like the paperwork and won't be bothered with it, you know, but I am.
He's owned the 1939 Morris 8 Series E for 9 years.
What's the price on that? I can't see it now. So yeah, £2,950. I paid for it in 2011. Come from a motor museum in Devon, near the Cornish border, and dragged it home on the A-frame on the back of the motorhome. Big mistake I made. I should have had it resprayed in black, but I didn't. I wanted it the colour I wanted it, and it seems now it's like Marmite. You either love it or hate it, you know.
What's that windscreen wiper?
That windscreen, it's terrible. That's what it is. You won't go out in the rain, you know, but basically they made it so as you can just, like that, take it off there and just simply wind the window open on a chain-driven window, and it opens so far. On a summer day, it's fantastic. It really is better because in a sports car, you've got the windscreen there. You haven't with this. And when the windows are open and the sunroof, absolutely brilliant, you know what I mean? It's better than a sports car.
The Morris 8 might have an unusual paint job, but Bill's loved it.
I enjoy everything I've got and what I've done to everything. I like it, but now comes the time to sell it. Does anybody else like it? You know, that's the sad part, really.
The Austin A30 hasn't had a respray, but underneath the bonnet, it's been tweaked. The 803cc engine now takes unleaded. There's an electronic ignition and a stronger timing chain. It's road ready.
All that wants is somebody to sit in it and drive it. They don't have to take it home and worry about now what's going to be going wrong with it. Can I make a list of things that are wrong? 'Cause I've done everything. It's got every extra on it I can think of, you know. I've got radial tyres on it, emergency flashers on it, done that on it because I think every car should have them. Carpet set, brakes and wheel cylinders, all sorts. It's perfect for somebody who wants a classic car, you know. I mean, that's the sort I'd get, you know. You can get far more complicated than that, but that's not complicated.
The Austin A30 was known as the new Austin 7. Its chief rival was the Morris Minor. It didn't win the popularity stakes, but it could beat the Moggy on price. The A30 was the first to use Austin's classic straight 4 engine, which was frugal too. The Morris 8 was the most popular pre-war British car, and the E was sold on its comfort rather than velocity. A redesign gave it a touch of class. It was the most modern-looking car Morris had made, but only if viewed from the front. After the war, it drifted out of favour, as the nation fell in love with the Morris Minor.
Hello, Mathewsons.
All right, we'll auction up here and the next one Saturday.
Yeah, as long as it's not rotten, it will cause a lot of interest. If it's mint, it'll fetch £8 grand.
Back at the garage, one of Germany's more unusual contributions to motoring has just arrived. Fresh from the continent.
So what we're going to do, we're going to offer it with a trailer complete.
Yep.
That's it, yeah. We'll work out between us what we're going to aim for and say, we've been offered blah, 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 what do you think?
Sure.
You say yes or no, it's entirely up to you. If you say no, we keep it to the next sale, it doesn't matter to us, you know. And I think that's the basis to do it on. You all right with that?
Yep.
Good show. Rightio. Well, let's uncover it for a start off and see what we got.
Mike Williams has just arrived from France.
Yep, we're off. That's all right, I've got it off here. We're okay.
He's selling this 1962 BMW Isetta bubble car on behalf of a friend.
Tell you what, it looks pretty solid. No, she's had a bit over the years, hasn't she? But she's okay. Good. Right, because she's not actually a runner and a driver, is she?
No, it was when she put it away 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So
she wants a bit of recommissioning then, don't she?
The market for these is as small as the car, but they can fetch good money, and Derek has high hopes.
Oh, someone will turn it into a right nice thing.
That's right.
They will do. That's exactly what it wants, yeah.
Finishing.
Retrim the inside and all that business and proper carpet and that and chrome this. No, it'd be right. It can make up nicely, wouldn't it?
over in North Manchester, Dave's arrived to pick up the Morris 8 and the Austin A30 from Bill Fuller.
He's doing well backing that through them cars there. Yeah. Done that a few times before, haven't you?
Well, it's a little Aladdin's cave you got round here, isn't it?
Oh, no, I love
Oh,
this me hobby.
well, that's an unusual colour scheme, mate. I haven't seen one like that before. Whatever made them do it that colour then?
No, I did that colour. No, it was black.
Oh, you did you?
I did. I'm
Have
guilty.
you got a bit of a thing about, like, smoking a bandit or Starsky and Hutch or
I
something?
didn't realise it was noddy.
The colour might not be to everyone's taste, but it's a solid starter classic. And Bill has already talked to Derek about a reserve for the auction.
He said, what do you think you're going to get for the Austin? So I said, about 3.5. He
Yeah.
said, you're spot on with that.
Yeah.
That's what Derek said. And he said, what are you after for the Morris 8? So I said, 5,000. And he said, because I thought that's what it was worth. And he said, well, the only people that want them now are old people, and they're all dying. He said, there's not the young ones.
You might have been a little bit more tactful than that, Bill, I think, hopefully.
They're all dead.
We were supplying those to guys who were 60 20 years ago.
Yeah, and now
they're now 80. They are either now unfortunately no longer with us, or they certainly don't want to be underneath one of them anymore. They've had enough now.
And the young ones want XR2 eyes and
Exactly.
XR3 eyes.
And there's no one that's
like
coming along to replace them. Yes.
No, sad, isn't it, really?
Yes. So consequently, the whole thing's just like picked up and gone like that.
Like
you know,
that.
it's a bit, yeah.
So Derek said 3 to 3.5 for that. So I thought, well, that's all right if I can get more than three for it. I have to get a diet or something.
I think they're both similar value, really, 3.5-ish the pair, each. These are a proper little car. The Morris 8 is a lovely little car. The colour will put most people off, though, unfortunately. It's great and it's different, isn't it? But that won't be everyone's first colour choice.
Sad, really. I think of what work I put into it, Yeah. Then I'll do the same on the next one, and the one after that, and the one after that, and it's just a labour of love, classic cars, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, you do it because you want to do it, and come on, blimey.
Bill's hoping his sadness will be short-lived.
Yeah, go on, you're right. You're right.
A trip to Mathewsons' next auction to replace these two is not far off.
See you. See you, Dave. Bye. Oh, well, there they go. I hope someone else likes them as much as I did.
I think the clutch is a bit hot, yeah. It won't move, will it?
In Thornton-le-Dale, the BMW Isetta is about to get a Derek once-over. Originally designed by an Italian company that made refrigerators, the bubble car retained many characteristics of a fridge, namely size. But is this diminutive German auto up Derek's Strasse?
The Germans, I mean, to their credit, they pulled themselves back, didn't they? I mean, let's face it, we flattened them after the war. There weren't a great deal left, was there, over there? And they had to rebuild, and it took them a lot of work and a lot of effort, and you've got to admire them for that and respect them, which we certainly do. They were limited on production, or what they could produce, and so consequently they built things like the BMW Isetta and the Heinkel and Messerschmitt, little three-wheelers and four-wheelers, stuff like that, which was really sad, I think, really. I mean, extremely sad. And of course they came over here. They weren't very popular, though. They really weren't. I mean, there was far more Bonds, as far as I can see, and Reliance, of course, produced far more than this. But the big attraction for these when they were new over here, there's no question about it whatsoever, was the fact that they could be driven by 16-year-olds legally. So it got you off a motorbike into a bit of comfort, if you like, if you don't want to call it that. Got you dry anyway. And yeah, I would think most of us 16-year-old lads were keen to get into something that was exactly that, reasonably warm, more or less dry. Bit more of a car, because let's face it, we couldn't wait to get to 17 and get ourselves into a car of any description. It didn't matter what it was, you're just desperate to get into a car. And of course, they were a fair old bird puller, really, they were pretty good.
Paul and Dave may want to avert their ears.
I remember, saying to a number of women at different discos, we called them then, they weren't nightclubs. I used to say, do you want want to run home? I'll drop you off home if you want that, you know. And I said, well, you got a car? I said, yeah, it's out outside that. Oh yeah, I'll have a ride home and that. And they'd go out and they said, where's your car? I said, here it is. And it's a 3-wheel Bond. And I must admit, their face used to drop a bit, but too late then, wasn't it, really? They couldn't do much else but get in. And it's worth 10. What it will achieve, I really don't know. It's so difficult, isn't it? Because it depends on the day, it depends who's there. You can't expect the right buyer to be at every auction for every vehicle. It don't work. So we'll see what happens.
It's auction day.
I nearly charged him double by mistake. Derek would be chuffed, wouldn't he? 20 quid for a catalogue.
That's a case for promotion, isn't it?
Promotion? What to? Second minion.
Hello. Hundreds of marvellous motors are going under the hammer.
13,750 and away. 13,750 sold.
Amongst them are Bill Fuller's colourful Morris 8 and the Austin A30. And there's a lot of love for the pair.
The interior's, I think, the big standout thing on it. Someone's obviously taken a lot of care to restore that interior, so the bright work could maybe do with a bit of a polish up. But I think overall it's probably a really good investment, actually.
Little A30, she's a cracker. 1956, gorgeous little car out there with a visor. Start me on it, where gonna be? Where? 2, we're off, 2,250, 25, 2,750, 2,750 and away, 2,750, what a cheap car, 3,000 pound there, 3,250, 3,250 this side, you're out down the middle, 3,250, submitting it then, 3,250, 3,500, 3,005 down the middle, 3.5, 3,500 last time, 3,005, are you all done? 3,500. Cheap car, good car, 3,500, well done.
One down, one to go. Next up, the colourful Morris 8.
I mean, it doesn't look a bad looking car, to be honest, for something that's 80 years old. Obviously it's had a new paint job recently. It should fetch a decent price in this auction.
On to the little Series E. Super little thing, the Series E, Morris 8 Series E 1939. Start me on that, where? 3, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3,004 on the left. 3,500, 3,005, 3,600, 3,600 and going, 3,006 and away. 3,600, 3,800, 3,008, cracking little car, such a genuine little car. 3,800, 3,850, 3,850, 3,900, 4, 4,1, out, 4,2, 4,3, 4,3, sold, 4,300.
Bought by dealer Rob Sturrock. And with his 2 cars sold and 7 grand burning a hole in his pocket, Bill's got his eye on a 1952 Sunbeam Talbot.
Supercar this one, bid with me, 4,600, submitting it provisionally, 4,600, 4,600, 4,600.
Bill's provisional bid is under the reserve. There's some dealing to be done.
I've got bid on me Sunbeam Talbot lot 40.
Okay. What?
You've got it? I've got it.
Yes, it's just sold to you, the Sunbeam Talbot.
Smashing that, yeah.
Fantastic.
Very pleased, yeah. A beautiful interior, all brand new leather. Someone spent a lot of money on that inside the carpets. The engine started up okay. It's very sleek looking. For a 1952 car, it's very, very streamlined. Yeah. Well, today I came with the intentions of buying 1 car and selling me 2, and I've still got money to come back. So I've not had to add anything to it. I've not gone in debt, and I'm quite happy. Yeah, very, very pleased.
As are, at the end of the day, first-time classic owners, Angela and Andrew.
And I love this.
Oh, yes. It's got a sun visor on it as well, look, which apparently was extra according to your mum. I liked its size, it's compact, it's got beautiful red leather interior. It just looks really sweet. And I think it's an Austin 1957 something. And it's just cute, so that's why I bought it. Absolutely beautiful. Driving along, yeah, it's going to be really good fun. Yeah.
So the heater works.
the delivery at the garage. Derek's smiling, and for good reason.
You want to start? Open the back doors.
I saw you pull up.
Yeah, I've got probably about 20 signs.
Dear Lord.
7 or 8 globes and some tins.
I mean, the last one of them we sold was, what, 400 odd quid?
Yeah.
Big money, weren't they?
Yeah, all genuine stuff, so it should do okay.
Andy Hardy's no stranger to Mathewsons. He's collected rare automotive memorabilia for more years than even Derek can remember, but admits it's time to get a grip of things.
That's a nice one. I seem to remember you buying one of them off us, something like that.
I've got probably 2 of everything. And I said to Derek, I'm turning into a hoarder, and I'm not a hoarder. I'm a collector. I like to show things off.
Yeah, look at that, neon. You've got one of everything at least, haven't you? You know, there's not a lot you need, really.
Yeah.
So at times you just got to let go, and as you said, you do finally wind up a hoarder. You can't help it, can you? It's just something about it.
I don't want to trip over stuff.
No,
It's got to go.
That's unusual, Osram.
Genuine signs fetch genuine money, but Derek's already got his eye on something.
That, without question, 200 and some odd quid. Without question. Easy as anything. Which is the similar sort of figure that will go for, being motor. I know which one I'd rather have. Well, we've got some of them, so it don't matter. We don't need one, but I'd like that. So, yeah, great.
Nice old sign there, Andy.
Yeah, it's a big old Vauxhall light box. Looks nice when it's lit up. Brings a bit of colour.
What sort of price do they go for?
I would think that'll probably do about, what do you think, Derek, about 350, 400?
Yep, we'll do. Yep.
Something like that?
Yep, thick end of 400 quid.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. We're just fortunate enough to have taken delivery of part of the finest collection of memorabilia that we've seen. The gentleman has been a massive collector for a long, long time. In his own words, he's concerned about becoming a hoarder. We're all concerned about becoming hoarders. He's obviously faced it head on and realised that there's not a lot of point in keeping 2 or 3 of every item. He might as well keep what he wants. But having said that, the stuff that he's brought is superb memorabilia that will cause massive interest. Yeah, that's nice.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I know where that'd go. I'll tell you where that'd go. I'll tell you exactly where that'd go. Just lately we've been making some blinding money of these.
As Derek identifies potential buyers,
I better ring him up.
one person trying to keep a low profile is Chief Memorabilia Sorter, Sarah.
Looking forward to going through all that stuff.
No.
No. Didn't even move my lips. The right answer came out.
Maybe give him a bell, get his email address or wherever it is or something and send him that down, will you? We have a big singer man. He surely can't live without that. Once he knows that's here and going to be on the market, I cannot imagine that he'll sleep until he's got that bought. They're so golden. What a rarity that is, look. SO Golden Globe. I think this is the one dated, isn't it? March 63, SO Golden. I can't really remember all of the grades, but I'm pretty sure it's obvious that SO Golden was probably 97 octane or something on that sort of line. So it was top quality fuel. Maps, Firestone maps, the tyre maps, we've had lots of them just lately. This is not the brightest one by any means, it's been outside, but it's honest. It's got to be bought because there aren't that many about. This is just makes the auction, completely makes the auction. Very, very impressed, very, very pleased that he's brought it down. In fact, just this lot that's come in is really probably all that a smaller collector needs to fill out his den. Just in one foul swoop. He could buy this lot, this whole lot, and it would do the job. You don't need to buy anything else, it's here. Take it all back, put it up, sit back, and he's finished. If he wants to. He won't, of course, because he'll go and buy another load next week, but because that's what guys do.
The Isetta is a small car with a big following. And in Skipton, the Micromaniacs Club are having early morning sustenance before a drive in the Yorkshire Dales.
Not very elegant to get out of. Well, I looked on Google Maps for Linda's Cafe. Not realising it's a mobile unit.
You were expecting posh, were you?
Yes.
You weren't expecting a bacon sandwich on the street.
Yes. We wanted tablecloth.
Fueled up and ready to go. Richard, Nigel, Ray, and Graham all have one thing in common: a love for their BMW bubble.
They're a very happy car. I mean, if you look at the front of them, they're grinning away at the best of times.
If you're not the leader, you get the added advantage of seeing them all winding up and down the hills and round the bends in front of you. And that's brilliant. Really good fun.
You stop at traffic lights and people pull up alongside you and say, I like your car. And they point and they smile and they laugh.
They're quite a crowd attraction. So you can park it at the side of a curb at a charity event, and you put a plastic bucket at the side of it, and all the kids in the neighbourhood, can we have a photograph taken in it, Dad?
This car always turns heads.
If you just park the car in Tesco's when you go do your shopping, there's always a crowd around asking questions when you come back, and everybody seems to remember either their dad or their granddad had one, and it just brings back happy memories.
You could almost take it in Tesco's, really, couldn't you?
Almost, but not quite.
And it comes with a very rich history.
If it hadn't been for BMW picking up the license to build them from ISO in Italy and transforming them into the BMW Isetta, there wouldn't be a BMW today. It's what saved the company.
Once BMW knew they were onto a good thing, they sold the rides all over the globe, making it one of the first cars to be manufactured worldwide, including Great Britain, where they were made in Brighton.
They became very popular quite quickly because back in the day after the war, I guess, motorcycles were the mode of transport for the working man. And a sidecar, if you got married, you had a sidecar, and the kid got in the sidecar and the rest of it. So progression from that to a bubble, a covered transport, was an ideal step forward.
A lot of people bought these, learned how to drive on them, and then passed their driver's test, discarded the Isetta, and then drove a normal car. My father included.
It was a stepping stone.
Yes, it was.
And almost the size of a stepping stone.
Almost, yes.
There weren't many optional extras offered with the Isetta, but one decision you had to make before purchase was just how many wheels you'd like.
In Britain, in the 1950s, the road tax was charged on the number of wheels you had. So you've got two cars, identical to each other. One's got 4 wheels, one's got 3 wheels, one's £5 10 shillings to tax for a year, and one's £12 10 shillings. Which do you think is going to be the most popular?
The Isetta runs on a mere 13 brake horsepower, reaching a top speed of 50 miles an hour, downhill, with the following wind. But it wasn't built to go fast. It was an economical city car, averaging 60 miles to the gallon, which is handy because the fuel tank only holds 3 gallons.
You do keep up with modern day traffic on A roads and B roads. You'll do 45 miles on the flat without problem, but you do have to take care. There's very little safety protection. That's why all bubble cars have a sunroof, because if ever you had a crash, it's the only way you can get out of the car.
It's auction day.
Hello, Mathewsons. Morning. Morning.
And Andy Hardy's treasure trove of memorabilia is exciting the crowd.
Got some good memorabilia in today.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We've got some bids actually today from people that we've dealt with over the years, and they say, I'll just top the best bid, or I'll leave it to you. You bid whatever you think. Oh, great. So whatever I think, I'm hoping is going to be what they think. We'll see. It's a nice compliment, but at the same time, it does put a bit of pressure on.
Lot number 169, enamel sign, Gargo Mobile, there it is. Beautiful sign, start with 2, 20, 40, 60, 83, 540 and away, 60, 560, 80, on my left and selling 580. Yours, sir, 580, 1845. Enamel danger sign, I've seen that across the road. Lot number 198, 50, 60, 70, 80, 80 pound 90, 100, 110, 110, 120, 120, 120, 120.
What have you treated yourself to today, James?
Well, I bought myself these 2 lovely cans that I saw. I thought they were going too cheap not to, and a very nice danger sign. I just thought it'd be nice on the wall to go with all the other cars that I have.
Campbell's Dyers Perth double-sided. Now that's it. That is a rarity. Just look at that. Where do we find these signs? What a firm, eh? Look at that. Cracking, isn't it? Start me on it. 120, 140, 160, 50 says 250. 250. Well done. Rare bit of kit, that.
It's all ideal stuff for a bare wall.
So I collect them and then sometimes move them on, buy some more, move them on. It's clean, but even with damage, you can still move them on. So it just appealed to me.
£290 and going then. 200, 300, 300, 310, 320, 330, 330. On here, 340. You're both out. 340, 50, 350, 360. You don't find many singers. 360. Going then, 360. Are you done? You sure? 360. You never guess who that's for. Vince.
The petrol pump globes have got plenty of would-be buyers.
We're looking for my grandfather, so he's a bit of a vintage car collector, so maybe a Christmas present for him.
Shell globe, £320, 340, 360, 380, going then 380, 400, 420, 440, 440, 460, 460, out round that side, 460 and going, 480 behind you. 480 behind you and going then 480. 480, gentleman in the seats. There he is, 700. Thank you, sir.
Nice condition. Yes, I've been wanting one of these for absolutely years, and you know, I took the plunge and paid the money, and here it is.
How much did you pay for it?
£480. But it's always going to go in value. I mean, the reality is it's 480 now. 5 or 6 years down the line, it's going to be £700 or £800. But I didn't buy it for that. I just bought it for my own personal use. I'm going to put a light in it, and it's going to take pride place in the man cave.
And the signs look like they'll be snapped up too.
150 on the right, you're out the back, you're missing one here, illuminated sign, 150 on the right and going, last time looking round 150. 150, goodbye that.
Gone all right? Yeah, went well. Yeah, went well.
Some good bids on there, didn't
Good bids, good day, wasn't it? Yeah.
The Lake District, a land of sweeping mountain passes, and now home to a 64-year-old Austin A30. New owners Angela McIntosh and Andrew Price are getting used to its quirks.
Mixed emotions, really. There's some happiness and some smiling. That's typically in a straight line at a certain speed. Bends tend to invoke fear that I may not actually get round it. And any time I need to stop, that's also a moment of terror. Other than that, it's great.
So we just need to make sure that we give plenty stopping distance if we're out on the road. But we're not going at great speed.
You're not holding the round thing. I think we're going pretty quick sometimes.
It's to be used.
It is to be used.
It's to be used and to be loved, and to have fun in, and to go places in. You know, and if the weather's good or it's not raining, because we haven't got to wear the cones out on the windscreen wipers, according to your dad.
It's a new world.
It's quite an art.
It's an absolute new world. I did take it to the local garage and said, can you just give it the once over and make sure it's okay?
Yeah.
He said, I haven't even got spanners that fit this thing. Can you come and take it away? And I said, well, what do you want me to take it away so quick for? He says, I'm not getting anything done. Everybody keeps stopping. I've got a living to earn.
But it's
nice and people smile.
Yeah, it brings a smile to people's faces and when we're driving along. And I think we might have achieved 47 miles an hour.
Yes, 47, 50-ish.
It's nice to put the semaphores out.
Yeah, and you turn them on and off, don't you?
Yeah.
While I'm busy trying to stop it.
But it is unique. I mean, I'm not sure that there are many, if any, others around here.
And we go and see our friends in it. We go to the co-op in it, and we just potter and
yeah, just enjoy it. We've had your mum and dad in as well. There's been 4 of us in it.
Yeah.
And Lucky the dog.
Okay. There we go. Little picnic basket. Actually having the picnic, that's the prize.
It's
You've
your
always got
reward.
to, yeah, it's the reward for the ups and the downs and the ins and the outs. But it is an adventure.
And, you know, we'll prepare some lovely sandwiches and cakes, a flask of coffee or tea, something like that. And we'll use your granddad's picnic hamper from all those years ago.
Yeah.
And off we go.
Cheese and tomato was a good choice.
Got beautiful scenery in the Lake District here, so we can set ourselves up and sit beside it. It's just as though we were, you know, 60 odd years ago.
But no, it's really nice, really. Of the era, of the time.
We really enjoy it. It's good fun, yeah.
Back in Thornton-le-Dale, it's auction day.
Oola, oola, moola, moola, moola.
In about
You
5
want me?
minutes.
Have you been telephone with him?
Yeah, and I'm doing it again.
No way.
She
She gets so excited. She jumps up and down.
Me.
And the little Isetta has lots of admirers.
Many years ago, a friend of mine had one. I suppose we'd be about 17, 18-year-old at the time. I actually remember one evening that I think we actually got 5 of us in. And we got from A to B anyway, which was probably from one pub to the next at the time.
Are they a BMW, Colin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being quite a big lad, I should imagine you and a mate.
But
in a
my
bubble
mate
car.
was only little though, he was a jockey, a little fella. And I don't know why we bought it, we just used to buy stupid things in them days, didn't you?
The attraction is that restoring it. Once you've restored it, sell it, because I don't think anybody would want to ride around in it.
The seller is looking for well over 10 grand, but you do get plenty of memories per mile in one of these.
1962 BMW Isetta, start me on it, bid with me, bid 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 7, 7, 7,000, I've got 7,000, 7,000, too far off reserve, 7,000, 7,005, gonna submit it in the seat, 7,5, 7,5, we'll try sir, 7,5.
The highest bidder has fallen well short of the seller's valuation, so it's Sarah's job to strike a compromise and seal the deal.
Hello, is that Michael? Hello, it's Sarah here at Mathewsons in Thornton-le-Dale.
The Isetta bubble car is becoming part of the furniture and is seen off 3 auctions without finding a new home. But then,
Bye-bye now.
a breakthrough.
We've sold the Isetta!
Oh, that's at its 3rd birthday here, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, been here a few times.
Oh, it's been here for ages and we just haven't had the heart to send it back.
Oh, he's very pleased. He can't wait to be starting his new project. I said, I hope he's got a heated garage because it's going to be freezing, isn't it?
The Isetta's gone then, Andy.
The Isetta's sold, yeah, lovely, yeah, that's a good deal, isn't it? They're too expensive, aren't they? This is the trouble with them. I mean, it wants fair work. It wants some work. It wants some recommissioning. It's got to make into a nice car. They all have. But they're too expensive, and everyone thinks an Isetta's worth 15 grand and 20 grand and that, and you know,
Yes.
it's a job to get above 10 grand for an Isetta, really, you know. So I think we've done well.
I think you've got 11.
I think you've finally got 11, yeah. So what do I know about it? I know now, me. I just said to the lads up there, the best thing to do is leave all these provisionals to the girls because they're much better at than us blokes. So you just crack on. I don't want to know. I don't want to talk to anybody about a deal anyway. So I'll leave it to you.
Are they on performance-related pay?
Performance-related pay, yeah. They're just making up for the deficit that they've had built up over the last sort of year, 18 months. They're sort of going that way, so they're nearly even Steven. It won't be many months before they don't owe me anything. I can assure you.
Vehicles come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and in a garage near Clitheroe, Michael Hodson and his son Thomas are used to dealing with all manner of coaches and buses, most weighing in well over 10 tons. Their new purchase is a little lighter, but what the Isetta lacks in weight, it certainly makes up for in character.
Keep wood to wire.
I didn't intend to buy anything at the auction.
So where did you go?
Well, it's a long time since I've seen a bubble car, and it reminded me of having my first one.
I went, you're not getting that, mother will kill you.
She hasn't, obviously.
Oh, she did, she wasn't happy. She
got over it.
Has she really?
I think she'd rather go on holiday than have this bubble car, though.
You've blown the cruise then?
Oh, definitely.
But Michael likes a project, and this sounds like it won't disappoint.
We need to take the silencer off, it's blowing. And then we have a bit of a petrol leak underneath on the tank down there. The air filter pipe has a hole in.
We've got to strip all the metal back, and then there'll be filler in here, and replace any metal bits what's not there. And then all this will bend back down, so these are straight lines.
And this is something you can do, is it?
We do this all the time.
The floor's gone a bit, this is the original floor. Somebody's put a repair panel inside, and you can see it's rotten there. It's gone a bit rotten. But no, it's a bit of flake here and there. Solid enough.
We'll share at these jobs, and takes time.
It's a lot thinner is this vehicle to what we're normally used to, but yeah, we'll tackle it all right. Easy enough, chop it out, get a floor in, no problem.
Michael's yearning to tinker with something a little smaller than the everyday comes from his time growing up on a farm, where he was taught to drive not long after he learned to walk.
I drove tractors and motorbikes, anything what got petrol in, basically.
And his first car was an Isetta.
When I was 14-year-old, my dad got it from one of his friends. He got it given. Bridge off! And I spent many hours getting it going, and then eventually we went to school every day, and me and my sister down to the lane end, catch it the school bus morning and night.
Oh my God. What's it going to be like driving down the road in it?
Very scary, I think. It's rather small.
Is it smaller than you remember?
Yes. I'm a bit larger than I was when I got out. So I do have difficulty getting in and out by my head.